Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello, and welcome back to another episode of Everything Possible in Dark Souls 2, and today we're going to continue on to the Doors of Pharros. Now in order to do that, we do have a boss that we need to take out, because if you remember from our Everything Possible Before Boss series, we went into the Scorpionness Najka boss arena to get the Flame Butterfly, but for obvious reasons, based on the series, we did not kill her. So now it's time to take care of that task. So first things first, I'm going to destroy these two lion warriors. I'm going to ignore the third because his leash will actually run up and he'll go back to his original spot. These two, however, will pursue you. Luckily I got some hyper armor during that backstab, or else that may have killed me. With those out of the way, we're going to run up, and while we're still human, we're going to summon Man-Scorpion Tark. I do want to use him for aggro. I want him to get the Scorpionness Najka's attention. But now I'm actually going to go and I'm going to get cursed by a curse jar. The reason is, you can see that I have my Pyromancy Flame and I have Chaos Storm equipped. Now the way the Dark Pyromancy Flame works, we touched on this in a previous episode. Let me show you the damage here. So it is my left hand number 2 slot. It's only doing 47 damage. So horrible scaling. Watch what happens when I get cursed. Jumps up to 89. Now watch what happens as I continue to get cursed. In hindsight, I probably could have sped this up a little bit more. I don't really know what to talk about for the next 30 seconds. The World Cup apparently just took place. I don't have any interest in that. I recently watched the show Hannibal. I can highly recommend that to anyone who needs a good show. Well, I guess time's about up, which is good because I got nothing. So here we are at our max damage is 471. So this is the Dark Pyro Glove plus 10 at max hollowing, giving us an extra 471 damage, which is nothing to scoff at whatsoever. And with Chaos Storm, we are going to be doing some significant damage as long as we can get it off. Now, because we're only at half health, if we land a full blow from her magic or from her lance, it is very possible that we will die in one hit. So we do have to be careful. That's why we're actually bringing Man-Scorpion Tark along. He's pretty terrible. You would think that based on his size and his armor, he'd be able to hold his own. Really not so much. But as a shield, as a meat shield, he does a pretty good job. However, she decides to come after me right away, which is fine because this attack will give me ample time to unleash Chaos Storm number 1. Luckily, that attack missed us. So there's 2/3 of her health in one shot. So now we just have to wait for one more opportunity, and it looks like we should be able to take her out in 2 hits. And that's without any sort of real optimization. I could have done this fight after the Lost Sinner, so I could get the Penal Cuffs, which gives us extra Pyromancy defense. I could have used the Red Tear Stone effect. Possibly one-shotted her, honestly. But now it's over because she decided to unleash her magic against Man-Scorpion Tark. No, 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 no. No, no, no. We get her soul, and now I'm going to quick cut, running back to Man-Scorpion Tark with the Ring of Whispers equipped. Now that we've killed Najka, he will give us a Fragrant branch of Yore, and because I forgot to do this earlier, I should probably get the Warmup gesture. But now, let's head back, and let's check out the Doors of Pharros. Now, the Doors of Pharros is a Rat Covenant area, so if you're looking for some PvP, especially some rather one-sided PvP, you might want to spend some time in here, stack up a lot of Pharros Lockstone so you can actually activate all the traps. This is not a PvP guide, so we are going to be going for the items only. I will only be opening the Pharros doors that have items behind it. We do have an Old Knight here. Now these are different than the old knights that we saw in Drang Lake Castle. We are not going to get the standard Mastodon set from them. Instead, we will get the Rusted Mastodon set, which looks drastically different. Here we have an old Mundane Stone from this Gyrm, and we have another Gyrm here protecting this chest, which contains a Dragon Charm. The drop rate from the Gyrms and the Mastodons in this area are very high. So if you stack any item discover, you are going to be swimming in Gyrm and Mastodon loot, not to mention infusion stones. Grab ourselves this one Lifegem, point at the drunk, and leave him alone. He really has nothing else to offer us. I will be selling some of my excess gear to him in between episodes, just so you don't have to sit through it and so my inventory is a little less cluttered. 10 Prism Stones, and we do have another treasure chest over here, and it is a Mimic. We do start to run into a lot more Mimics as the game progresses. Black Scorpion Stinger and the Dark Leggings. The Scorpion Stinger is actually the thrusting weapon that Man-Scorpion Tark used during the Scorpionness Najka fight. It's forgettable. It does have some poison damage, however, it's so slow that to get the poison to actually stick does take a little bit of work. Essentially what I'm saying is, if you're looking for a poison weapon, which is a completely viable option, there are better choices out there for you. Here I am just making sure I am well equipped for the next area. And as always, I am going to point out that I am in offline mode, and the reason I say that is because there's an NPC invader, Bowman Guthrie, who's going to appear now, and he will only appear if you're offline. Those toxic rats, by the way, those plague rats, are terrible. Make sure you kill them quickly. Here's the Rusted Mastodon armor, and there in the distance is Mr. Guthrie himself, who happens to be dual-wielding Avalons. But like the dual-wielding NPC that we had to fight in Belfry Soul, he doesn't use them very effectively. He's going to shoot one set, take the time to reload, think about it. Well, he doesn't even get a chance, but then eventually he would fire the other one. Now when you come across these large doors that have 3 panels, there are 3 corresponding Lockstone contraptions. If you do the one in the center, in this case it's on the ground, it will only unlock the first door, which is the bottom. And inside is an old knight who can't get through. So really, you have complete impunity to take them out. And in here, we receive the Santier's Spear. This is one of the most interesting weapons in the game. It has very high durability. It has 500 durability. It is very heavy, but when you look at the scaling and you look at the moveset, it's really nothing special. Now, a lot of you probably know this, but there's a trick. You can see on the end of this, there is a stone head attached to it. That is actually what's causing this weapon to be nothing spectacular. You can actually break that head off if you can reduce the durability to 0. Now, just to demonstrate, there's 2 light attacks on a rock wall. The durability went down by a single point. If you want to use Santier's Spear, which does become a very good weapon once that's broken, what you want to do is stack up some dead enemies and get their corpses all in a pile and use the strong attack, which will do a multiple hit swing, and that will get the durability down very quickly. Up on this ledge, we do have a Gyrm Axe and a torch, but I do actually want to talk about the Santier Spear just a little bit more. This is an excellent weapon for a no-death, no-bonfire run, and the reason is, once it's broken, it essentially has infinite durability, so you don't have to worry about repairing. A couple of Amber Herbs. So if you're doing a no-death, no-bonfire run, and durability is important, and it is, Santier's Spear is an excellent choice. We do have 2 rats here. What I like to do is start casting before I can even lock on, and then after they've started approaching me, then I lock on so I can hit them while they're still a distance away. Now these rats can drop Pharros Lockstones, as you just saw, as well as rat tails, so it can be used for the Covenant. Now what I'm showing you in the distance is a door that actually corresponds to the Pharros Lockstone up top. There is a contraption right in front of that door, so you would think that it would open up that one. However, it actually opens up a door to the right, which has a Gyrm Warrior inside. Here we have Twisted Barricade and Soul of a Proud Knight. Now Twisted Barricade is a fairly interesting spell. unfortunately, it's very difficult to use. When you cast it, you have 1.5 seconds to actually deflect incoming magic attacks or spells. Old Mundane Stone and Magic Stone, I'm telling you, these guys drop infusion stones like it's candy. But if you can successfully use Twisted Barricade in PvP, then you've earned that win, and hopefully you win. Gyrm Warrior Gloves, and now we'll use this Pharros Lockstone. And we will hop down, take a little bit of damage. So you can see, you'd think it would be that contraption, but it's not. And we have a wooden chest with a Faintstone and a Twinkling Titanite in it. Speaking of Twinkling Titanite, since we have a moment, there is an event going on right now due to the Dark Souls 2 DLC, and the chest in the Majula Mansion that normally holds a soul vessel actually is changing every week, and this week you can get a pair of Twinkling Titanite. So, I highly recommend, if you haven't gone back, go to Majula, make sure that you've rested and you've actually traveled outside of Majula, and then check that chest. Inside this chest we have Titanite Chunk and a Petrified Dragon Bone. And we have a trap. Heal up. Now the button back on the wall that the Grym actually activated sticks spikes out of a wall that you'll see as I run past them. They've since retracted, but you can see just barely that there's little things sticking out of that wall. While not very damaging, they do have high poise damage. Another Pharros Lockstone, a large soul of a Nameless soldier. And now we head to the main chamber that, sadly enough, does not actually have all that much loot. And you're going to see me loop around because there's one door that I actually forgot which one it was, and I had to think about it for a little bit. But first we're going to run through and clear the Gyrms out of this area. Pick up their Gyrm gloves. We'll take a look at that door in just a moment. And we will pick up another pair of gloves and the Greatshield. I've already made a Dumb and Dumber reference, so I think I'll just skip it this time. Large Soul of a Brave Warrior. I guess by saying that I'm going to skip it, I just referenced it. Oh well. So now we're heading back. We are going to light the bonfire in this area right before the Royal Rat Authority fight. And we do have two more doors to open up that do have loot in them. One of them I know for sure. The other one took me a little time, so maybe we'll come up with random topics again while I look. But I ran out of random topics, so now it's up to you. Now you have to pick a random topic. I'll wait. So here's another one where we're going to use the middle Lockstone contraption to open up the lower door. And just like last time, there's another old knight who can do absolutely nothing to us. Now, of course, if you get close, he does have a halberd with phenomenal reach. Soul of a Brave Warrior. You can decide if it's worth it to open that up. We're collecting all items, so I don't really have a choice. Now, the reason that this one actually took me a little bit to remember is that I forgot that there are contraptions on the floor. And that's the one that we're actually looking for. It's actually... Come on, it's right there. It's right there on the left. No, it's right, like right over your left shoulder. Sometimes I frustrate myself, even in post-commentary. Like, I'm right along with you guys yelling to go ahead and use that contraption. So go ahead and light me up in the comments because I'm doing it verbally right now. Alright, stop. It's right there. Blue, I don't have time for this. I really don't. You know that we have other things to do. The chinchilla cage is not going to clean itself. Note to self, invent self-cleaning chinchilla cage. I think you got it? Not that one. No. Oh. Is he gonna... And boom goes the dynamite. Now in here we have a Gyrm protecting a trapped wooden chest. So again, it's going to be up to you whether or not you think it's worth it. It's an item I will probably never use, but it's up to you. It is another trap chest. I decided I wanted to go crazy with this one. So yeah, I'm going to roll through those arrows and pick up 15 magic arrows as a reward. Anyone will get 15 magic arrows. You don't actually have to roll like I did to get them. That'd be kind of a fun mechanic. No, it wouldn't. That would be terrible. FromSoft, I know you're watching this video. Don't listen to me. They're not watching. Alright, let's attune some spells because we are going to take out this boss using a common speedrunner tactic. We're going to try to kill all the toxic rats at the same time, and then we're going to use their corpses as a weapon against the actual rat authority. Now, they typically use scraps of life. I'm going to use soul appease because it does work on the rats, and then we're going to use dead again to explode those corpses once they're dead. Some last minute inventory changes. Get rid of the mace so it's easier to switch during the fight. Equip the coveted silver serpent ring so we get more souls, and let's give it a shot. Now for this tactic, this is my recommendation. First off, I just like that you can actually see the rat authority up there. I like to run to the right, aggro the entire group, wait just a little bit just so they're going to be close enough when you actually cast it off. And there we go, all four in one shot. And now we just need the rat authority to be standing over the corpses. Yeah, I'm really bad at dodging this boss when he does that lunge attack. As you can imagine, I'm not very good at fighting Sif either. And even that one, I mean, that I had no excuse. Luckily, he really does get trapped in a loop once you stand under him. For the most part. But now, he's in a good position. He's dead again, and almost 2/3 of his health gone. One more good shot should do it. But instead, I'm going to do one measly little shot and get hit at the same time. Luckily, again, give me ample opportunity to heal. I just need one more, and here it is. And there's the Royal Rat Authority. Obviously, speedrunners do it just a little bit better than I just did, but I still got the Rat Authority soul and a rat tail, so I think I'm all set. We will continue on for just a moment. We do have the Rat King, who's going to let us into his covenant.
Leave this. We have no human.
And he will only let you into a covenant once you have a rat tail, which is fitting because the only two times you meet him are right after you kill a boss that gives you a rat tail. So it kind of goes without saying. And now that we're in the covenant, we do get the Crest of the Rat, which is not only used for PvP while in the covenant, it is also going to add 50 damage to any weapon that you previously already have poison damage on, or if you've infused a weapon to give you poison damage. And when you hop down, this should look familiar. We are right above the Gyrm's Respite bonfire, and we will continue just a little bit before the end of the episode. And I am going to do something that I swore I wouldn't do. Not this. I know I was going to get hit. I get hit all the time. Do have Titanite Chunk and Gyrm Greatshield. Our second or third grade shield, and lots of upgrade materials. Oh look, the drunk has another drink in his hand. This guy's hilarious. He will throw his only two weapons very slowly. But we'll just kill him anyway. And what I said I wasn't going to do after I pick up this chunk and a Mundane Stone is aggro this crystal lizard and let him run off a cliff. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, leave me a comment below, and I will catch you next time in Brightstone Cove, Seldora.